All right, let's take a look at exactly what's in my Wealthsimple account. So I'll start by just quickly showing you which accounts I have, and then I'll actually go into the specific holdings. So I have 5 accounts with Wealthsimple, which might seem like a lot to most people, but I'll just kind of go through what they are. So the first one is RRSP. These top 3 accounts are self-directed trade accounts where I can actually buy direct stocks and then direct ETFs, which are just a collection or a basket of a bunch of stocks. And then the bottom 2 are managed. And what that means is Wealthsimple has a managed investment option where you put money in and they allocate it. They direct it towards, which industries it's going to be in, which countries it's going to be in, and how diversified it will be. So I do have a chunk of change in those. And then I also have the majority of my investments in self-directed accounts where I can be more in control and select exactly what I want to invest in. So the first one's the RRSP. The second one is the TFSA, which is maxed. And then on top of that, I've made 28% return all time. This is since November 2019. The third one is my personal account, which is up 19%. And then below, I have my retired account, and then or my RSP, and then a Lira, which is a locked-in retirement account. So if we go into my holdings, I'll just show you at the high level what I have for total value. So VCE, this is, I believe, about 185 companies in Canada. I have 1,113 shares, so about $50,000 in this account. And all time, let's see actually what a total gain. So for this one, it is 6.5 total gain. We're going to just go back to this total value sorting. For VFV, 357 shares. This is the top 500 companies in the US. So, really great diversification of different industries, generally your larger companies. TPE, this is international companies. VIU, also international, so just 2 different ones. VUS, this is the total stock market in the US, about 4,000 different stocks within this one. I am slowly moving away from VUS and I'm going towards VUN. The only difference is that VUN is an unhedged fund, whereas VUS is hedged against the Canadian dollar. So I've decided just through research to move away from the hedged. And so I wouldn't recommend the VS one. I am slowly starting to move away as I've recently discovered VUN. VEE. So when I talked about how TPE and VIU are international, those are your big international companies. If you think about like Nestle, BMW, Toyota, like those kind of big organizations. So VE is countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and just a lot of smaller countries. XIC, this is the total stock market for Canada. This is about 300, or maybe it's about 240 actually, companies. And then for specific stocks, I have National Bank, Canadian Natural Resources. I have Royal Bank of Canada, GRT. This is a real estate trust, and it's not doing very well. But I'm just going to hold my shares. I'm not currently putting anything additional into it. I have Bank of Montreal. VUN, as I mentioned, this is the total stock market for the US. TD Bank, CIBC, IAG, BNS, Bank of Nova Scotia, Loblaws, TELUS, Sun Life Financial, and then Fortis. And then here, this is a WH. This is a high dividend covered call ETF for USA. Through my research, I found that covered calls are, over the long term, not really returning as high of gains as just kind of regular ETFs. So I did buy a little bit of this. It's down 1.29%. I'll probably sell this and not really put anything into that one. So that's an overview of my holdings. So not a ton of different things, but as you can see, the ETFs at the top really do have a lot of diversification. So if you have any questions, let me know below. I also have a link on my profile where you can sign up for Wealthsimple. You'll get a free stock when you sign up, and you can get started with investing today.